Alright guys, it's me, TheBladeGamer, of course. Now I'm going to be talking to you about Sony's E3 conference. For those of you who didn't follow my last two videos, I'm not going to be talking about third-party developer conferences such as Ubisoft and EA, so don't get your hopes up for videos covering those. So now I'm going to talk to you about the PS3. Let's start with Killzone 3. Again, I don't remember the exact order, so please bear with me. Let's start with Killzone 3, like I said. Now, the second Killzone game, the first was on the PSP, the reason why that was such a big success, which is essentially the PS3's Halo, the reason why it was such a huge success is because it pushed the graphical capabilities on the PS3, just like God of War 3 does, and Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, the reason why this one isn't as impressive is because, like BioShock 2, you've already seen the environment, you've already seen how good the graphics are. It'll just basically be another installment. So as far as new major surprises, it doesn't look to have like a lot more surprises other than added features such as the jetpack. It looks good, but, you know, probably not what anyone was expecting. Alright, next we'll do Portal 2. Now, Valve has been idiotic in stating that the PS3 is a waste of time developing on. Well, games like Left 4 Dead would be amazing on the PS3, but they just didn't want to do the PS3. So they announced Portal 2 for the PS3, and they said it would be the best version. So, that's a good thing. It looks good. I've never played Portal, though. I want to pretty badly. Let's do Dead Space 2. There's bonus content. There's a lot of bonus content coming to the PS3. In Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you're getting exclusive content. In Dead Space 2, you're getting a port of Dead Space Extraction from the Wii. So if you're getting PlayStation Move, you're getting an amazing game. It is just crazy the types of bonus content you're getting. Oh yeah, also the Medal of Honor game, you're also getting a full remastered version of the Medal of Honor Frontline, I believe. That was on the PS2. I don't remember the name, but I believe that's it. So yeah, the bonus content for the PS3 is amazing. So for those of you who say Blu-ray sucks, well, you gotta start thinking a little bit differently now. Let's talk about the Sly Cooper series next. Everyone's been waiting for Sly 4 for a very long time, and they announced the Sly Cooper Collection. Now, I love the Sly Cooper franchise. Some people hate it because it may be too kiddie or the story isn't, you know, as amazing as something like God of War 3, but it is an incredibly fun series. And they're announcing a collection of the first 3 games remastered for the PS3, just like they did with the God of War collection. Now, you know what I'm hoping for? That this hints that there's going to be a Sly Cooper 4, which fans have been waiting for a very long time. But also, if you think about it, they keep releasing collection games, about one a year. What could be the next series? Could they remaster the first 3 Ratchet and Clank games? Maybe. So the collection games are going to be great, so let's hope that it stays great like that. Next we'll talk about we'll save that for a bit later. Next we'll talk about Little Big Planet 2. It's got more features, more creative content, looks better than ever, can't wait to get it. Let's talk about... Alright, now let's talk about Infamous 2. Now, Infamous 1 was a great game. You know, and Infamous 2 looks to be great. There's 2 problems I have with the game. Well, I don't know the exact number, so let's just go with, you know, what happens. First, Cole's image. They took him from a bald guy with a beat-down, rugged look and turned him into a punk rocker. I can get the hair, that hair grows back, but why the heck did you choose punk rocker? I get that heroes need to change their disguise, especially so that people don't suspect them if they already know what he looks like. But seriously, couldn't you have done it a bit better? Another thing, the voice actor. You get used to Cole's voice and accustomed to it. Why would you change that? It was almost, a staple of the infamous series as a whole. So that disappointed me. It looks like he's going to get ice powers, though. And I have to say, if they do as well with the ice powers as they did with the electrical powers, it'll be an amazing game. Because if you think about it, there really aren't that many games with amazing ice powers as one of your main power types. Next, let's talk about the Move. Okay, the Move. Literally, it's just like a Wiimote with Wii Motion Plus with a different design, and you're probably not going to have to go through the, I guess, calibrating stuff that you have to with the Wii Motion Plus every once in a while. So, I mean, it looks good if you're a fan of the Wii Motion series. It is a complete and utter ripoff of the Wii, even though it still looks to be good. They announced a good lineup, unlike the 360 did with their Kinect. The price is the biggest problem, though. It's basically $30 for the secondary controller and $50 for the main, which I believe is $10 more expensive than on the Wii. For both of them. So that's a pretty big downfall. The bundles they announced were unimpressive. You really didn't save that much money. So it's not going to be, like, amazing. But the Move, they announced some good games. They announced Sorcery. Looks to be a pretty good game. I mean, it's kind of like ripping off the concept of Harry Potter, but it does look pretty good. Then you have Heroes on the Move. It's a combination game of Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, and Sly Cooper and Bentley. They really didn't show off anything other than them swinging their weapons around a bit, so if it'll be good or not, I really don't know. It looks fairly decent, though. You're also getting Dead Space Extraction if you get Dead Space 2, so if you get the Move, you got that. Then you have Tiger Woods PGA 11. It looks just about as good as the one on the Wii. It's not that impressive. Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, however, will be getting PlayStation Move support. If any of you have played the original Resident Evil 4 on the Wii, the one that they updated for the Wii with Wii controls, everyone knows that the aiming system alone is enough to get the game over the original version. The only problem with the Wii one is that they didn't remaster the graphics like they're doing with the PlayStation Collection, so that was bad for the Wii. But you're getting Resident Evil 5 with motion controls. Now that's amazing. Then they announced a partnership with Coke, that Coke will be advertising PlayStation on their products. That is amazing for them because Coke, you have to get a heck of a lot of money to be able to get support from Coke. So that will boost their sales incredibly. Whether or not it'll pass Microsoft, I don't know. But if things grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, then it actually might turn out to pass Microsoft one day, considering that at least for the PlayStation and 360, they're probably not going to update their new consoles until at least 5 years from now. Because Sony has already declared that they're going to keep supporting the PS3 until 2016 at least. So yeah, PlayStation had a pretty good lineup. Sony, I should say. The PSP ads, those look funny, but it's not what you expect at E3. Kevin Butler's speech, it was amazing. Too bad he wasn't speaking on behalf of the Wii as well, because he was basically saying Alright, you hardcore gamers, you may have a problem using motion controls. Well, there's other gamers too, so we all have to realize that we're just gamers as a whole, yada yada yada. Everyone's been trying to do that for the Wii, but no one's listened, so when Kevin Butler says it, it automatically works. That's just kind of stupid, but it was a great speech nonetheless, and he is incredibly funny. Anyway, Sony's verdict from me. I will have to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It announced decent games. No, actually, I take that back. I give it a 4 out of 5. It announced decent games, a decent lineup, a decent motion control system, unlike Microsoft, and it looks pretty good. The only problem with their conferences is that it was pretty boring at some points. Anyway, I've run out of time for this video, guys. This is TheBladeGamer. See you next time.